Be Rich.
Yeah, it's your boy DJ Big X.
It's your girl Shelly, period.
Hey, what's good, buddy? The guy checking in.
And welcome back to the We Outside show. We Outside. It's another episode, man. We're going to talk that talk today. Shali has some really good topics, man. There's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot going on in the world of entertainment, a lot going on in the world of hip hop. So we're going to get right into it, man. We ain't going to waste no time. What we got today?
All right. So the first topic we're gonna talk about is Boosie and Young Blue. Have y'all heard about what's going on with him? And I think he was signed to him as an artist. So
Yeah,
what
he
y'all
was.
feeling about that?
So what? Go over the beef. So for the people who don't know.
So for the people who don't know, Boosie and Young Blue is going back and forth. And I guess Young Blue had flew out this bitch, and basically she had aired him out, and she was like, he's a weirdo. He put me on a private jet. He wasn't saying nothing to me. Like, she was just going in, on Young Blue. And then Boosie was like, oh, don't nobody want no man that look like a dyke. And they going back and forth. And he's like, you owe me money. And Blue was like, I don't owe you anything. You put me basically in a bad deal. And Boosie was like, I'm trying to get, eat off these artists so I could basically chill. So I think it's a money situation, but we all know that Boosie is a comedian, so he gonna throw his shots whenever he get a chance. How do y'all feel about that?
It's a lot to unpack here. So
Yeah, it is.
I want to start with, before we get to Boosie and Blue, I would like to say that any girl that gets flew out on a private jet, flew out on a private jet, should not complain about shit. Okay, he didn't talk to you, but you're on a private jet. Who gives a fuck? You're on a private jet.
He said that she stinks. That's why he said the reason why he didn't say anything is because she smells like mildew or something.
Now it's starting to add up. That makes sense, because I was thinking that, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna fly a girl out on a private jet, obviously I like her. So he probably never met her before in person. And when he met her, she was funky. So he was like, I mean, what?
Yeah, she went viral for her tongue, and he flew her out.
She probably just need to rewash her clothes.
Well,
Absolutely.
She went viral for her tongue.
Yeah, her tongue. She was doing like some tongue tricks. It went viral, and then Blue seen it. He flew her out, and he said she smelled like milk.
That's what you get for shopping on Instagram.
And so what does a girl have to do with the Boosie situation?
Nothing. He just used that.
So basically, it just started once Blue started trending. It's like Boosie, it kind of came in, but Boosie been saying a lot. Him and his daughter been beefing. He wrote a whole song called "Ungrateful." So Boosie has just been very outspoken about things that have been happening.
That's what we love about Boosie though, because Boosie gonna say what Boosie gonna think. So all right, so their beef is kind of crazy too. So that's kind of real record industry things, because it's when artists get signed, man, it's just, this is really going back to just bad deals, right? So Blue was saying that the deal that Boosie signed him to was a bad deal, and that's why he owes him money. I saw that there's an artist that a homie of ours named T-Rail.
God bless him.
He is really close with Boosie. Boosie took him on tour. He's not signing him, but Boosie took him on his first tour, so he's real loyal to Boosie. He's independent, and Young Blue, T-Rail was supposed to be opening up for Young Blue on tour. And T-Rail made a post just bigging up Boosie. Boosie just a random post, and Blue kicked T-Rail off the tour because of that post. So they beef is like real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
real petty. There's a lot of petty shit.
I don't know how.
Go ahead.
He kicked him off the tour. That's crazy.
Young Blue kicked T-Rail off the tour just because he made a shout out post about Boosie.
I hate when artists beef, because it's like it's already a shitty, business model. So when you beef, it just seemed like, what the hell? Like, at the end of the day, that most artists, their money comes from them touring. So that's something that I hate to hear. But ego.
He fucked up a bag for him, definitely, like you said, because opening up for Young Blue on tour, that's a bag. He's and opening up your fan base is crazy. So. Yeah, that's wild, man. I don't know what they got going on. I remember, X, you remember? I remember when we first met Young Blue, though. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember. That's what I was going to speak on that. I remember meeting Young Blue when he first came to New Music Monday.
And who brought him?
and just the relationship that Boosie and him had,
Yep.
I couldn't even see what's going on with them now. You know what I'm saying? They were so close knitted when they came in during that time when he first started. I would never have thought that they would be going at each other's throat like how I see them online and different things I see transpiring between those two. I just think it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know,
let me
and I
ask
know,
you,
and I know, like, you know, I don't know the financial end of what might have happened between Boosie and Young Blue, but I do know when Boosie brought him in, Boosie was footing the bill for everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and Boosie had his back. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I do
I
see
was
that.
gonna ask you that, like, how often as DJs, like, how often do you see, like, how common is that for an artist to take another young artist under his wing, kind of foot the bill, you know, kind of bring them through the DJs? Is that something you see often?
Well, Future was up under Rocco for a while, and that's kind of like how he broke. You know, Rocco took him up under his wings, and then after he took him up under his wings, he already kind of had Rocco had already had some success with the DJs with his career, and so Rocco just kind of followed that up and sent Future through the same system that he had just went through.
Mm-hmm. And so that's what Boosie was trying to do with
The
Blue.
same thing.
And he did do it because to be honest with you, that day that Boosie brought Blue to us at New Music Monday, I had never heard of Blue before. And, he's playing his music and we was like, yo, he's dope. And then you start paying attention and you start to see him grow. So, Boosie did do a lot for him. You can't take that away. I don't know what the structure of the deal was. Obviously, Blue wasn't happy, but that's it's kind of common, man. Unfortunately.
And I just think I
So
just think it's funny when artists get to a level of success when somebody else bring them in the game, they will take that success and then go, oh, I don't really need them, or they didn't do this, or they didn't pay this, or they didn't pay that. But you got to remember, you rolled the wave of their back into the game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Young Blue came in the game on Boosie back. A lot of us played him and respected the move that Boosie was making. That's why we played him and when his association with Boosie is what really made us fuck with Young Blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing I
Right.
think they forget too. He might have had a bad deal, but relationships are priceless.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That, and
There you
also I
go.
think that artists feel some type of way till they get to a certain level and have to do it to the next artist. So, but before I continue on this, do we want to elaborate a little bit more on this situation, or can we flow into the next topic?
Well, I did want to jump into just at least lay down the numbers. Hip Hop DX got a report on it. It says that basically Blue is claiming Boosie didn't honor the terms of their contract, whatever the terms are, and invested barely anything, which apparently is contrary to what Big X is saying as far as from what he experienced. Again, he's saying Boosie didn't pay anything, but is actually demanding $10 million from Boosie, or Boosie is demanding $10 million from him. Blue also says he offered Boosie $2 million and the publishing rights to his mixtape catalog, along with 50% of his new material, but
God
Boosie
damn.
turned it down and bashed him publicly, which again, Shali was kind of alluding to earlier. Also says Blue claimed he's not the only artist who suffered on Badass Music Syndicate, and that some of the label's current signees privately complain about their treatment on the label as well. So, yeah, definitely some M's hanging in the balance, and it seems like Boosie wants all of his money. He's not taking $2 million. He's not taking any deals, and he's still demanding that full $10 million.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that back
what do
end.
you?
Boosie always talk about he want his back
But
end.
what do you pay him for his influence, though? I mean, what kind of price do you put on his influence?
He said $10 million.
As far as Boosie,
he put a price on it. He said $10 million.
So, I mean, if he's asking for $10 million for his influence and that puts you in the game, then I mean, at some point, I don't know if I would pay him 10, but I would honor it in some type of way. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you this, X. Would you pay him the 10 mil, or do you think Boosie should have took that offer, half his publishing?
I would have took the offer. You ain't even got to go through it. I would.
Me too. God damn.
Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna ask, like, is that a good deal?
Yeah, that was a great deal.
Yes.
I mean, shit, you getting the publishing on the mixtapes, half of the publishing, and then he's giving you $2 million.
Yeah, it sound like a fair trade to me, but at the same time, we don't know the ins and outs of how much Boosie put in, or you know what I'm saying, how much Young Blue feels like he can actually offer to still sustain his lifestyle. Because even though they get in the game, these people have to spend a lot of money to make money. So once you get off, technically he's on can Can he hold his own at this point? Yes. So at this point, it's like he still has to sustain a lifestyle for him. And we all know that when it comes to artists, like it's a very expensive. Image is everything. So he can't just give Boosie 10 mil. That nigga will be back where he was at.
Right.
And I feel like that's what Boosie he's trying to humble that nigga. 10 mil, let me humble you, nigga.
No, that's a
Like,
fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because that's not even
He
realistic.
want to humble that nigga. He want to humble him.
Like, go back to where
That's
you
just
was when I
real-
met you.
Yeah, nigga, let me put you back on, you know what I'm saying? He just ain't fucking with him. And I feel that, but at the same time, it's like, we done heard this story before. So what we gonna say? And that brings me to my next topic with Diddy giving all bad boy artists all they publishing
transition.
back. And you know, Diddy, you know, being a very powerful person in music, being a mogul, signing some of the greatest artists that we hear today. So I definitely feel like he had a great ear for music. I feel like he knew what he was doing. I just have a conflicting, you know, perception. One is like, okay, it's a pyramid scheme when it comes to music because the people on the top basically have to shit on the people at the bottom. So for Diddy to get into a certain position, he had to shit on somebody, and it was gonna be his artist. He gave him an opportunity, but at the same time, you know, he as a businessman, he stripped them niggas like what Boosie trying to do to Young Blue. So at the end of the day, I feel like I'm like, is it an avoidable thing? Because these are all these artists that I hear doing this, they all were the ones to be part of, like, you know, a certain era. And I'm wondering if that is just a shitty business model that continues to expose itself over time. But I also feel like with him giving the publishing back, it's like it's not worth what it was when he had it. So did he really give them anything? And it does expose the fact that Diddy did take stuff from these artists because if he's giving back something, he had to take something from them.
Take that. Well, I guess my question is, why now?
That's my point. I feel like he's giving it back to save face. I think that, and I sometimes I don't want to speak on certain things because I feel like I'm an artist and you never know where you're going to end up in relationships. But I want to be honest. I definitely feel like when it comes to Diddy giving them back their publishing, he would have been better off giving them all like 2 mil. I think that would have been a safe bet. The again, Young Blue, he was gonna give them, you know what I'm saying? Like bring these artists 2 mil. What are they gonna do with publishing now? You know what I'm saying? With streaming and how the business model has changed, and I just don't see how it balances out for them as artists. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that, you know, Mace and all of these people got their publishing back, but at the same time, I think he should have gave them to right his wrongs. If that was his intentions, he should have gave that back and a check. At least 50% of what he made on all these artists, especially because he was able to invest the money that he got to get him to billionaire status. I don't know if he's still at billionaire status, but he definitely could afford now to give them that and 2 mil each.
I'm gonna tell you what stands out the most to me. Why does he still own Biggie's rights? Like, how did he not give that money to Big's estate a decade ago, 2 decades ago? Like, okay, Mace and them, the Locks, cool. But Big was your man. You built Bad Boy with Biggie. Biggie passed away. You made mad bread off of him after he died. How does that money, how was that publishing not going to Big's estate? That's the one that kind of threw me. I'm like, all right, the rest of it, all right, business is business. In the 90s, niggas was signing shitty deals anyway. But for Big to be dead and you really built Bad Boy off Big's back, literally, I don't understand how that money was not going to his estate after all this time. That blows my mind.
Yeah, and we know he got life insurance policies on these artists, so I'm pretty sure he got a check for that. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, like, it's a dirty game when it comes to money.
But it's like Mark Curry said, like, okay, you give me my publishing back after you ran through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, now you got to understand the publishing on a hit record from 96 or 2000 and some. I mean, what you getting, a $200-300 check?
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, you done ate off of these artists and sucked everything dry, and then basically was like, here you go. Like, if to me, it may sound good, but in reality, what it really looks like is it's a slap in the face. Like, here, y'all niggas stop tagging me in the fact that I was a horrible, You know what I'm saying? I basically took advantage of y'all. I exploited y'all, and here y'all go. Like that's such a slap in the face. I still think that he still owed them more than what he's given them. Is Diddy ever going to be the type of person where I feel like he gives from his heart? I don't know, but I don't think that he did that, and that was a genuine gesture.
It's just the timing is bad. Even maybe like 2 years ago, I remember they did the Bad Boy reunion tour. I went to that. That was like one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, maybe that was the time. That would have been the time to, all right, we're doing this brand new tour. We about to eat. Everybody get your publishing back. I'm about to get y'all back popping off of this tour, and y'all go eat. But he didn't do that apparently. I just don't understand the timing of it. So it's like y'all said. I guess he's just like, all right, it ain't worth shit now. You can have it back.
And then you got to think, dude got a lot of bad press going on right now with him and the whole murder of Tupac and Biggie and all that. So he's trying to take a lot of that off of him. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't new though. We don't hear about that shit.
I definitely felt like that too. I feel like he had the life insurance policy on Biggie. I feel like he had played a role in Biggie not being here, because how is it unsolved? These people were beefing and this is unsolved, and they beef was different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people were dying because of their beef. Like that was a crazy like era. So I definitely feel like, I don't know. We all know that Diddy's known to be, he's not a good businessman. He's a good businessman to himself, but everybody around him seems to suffer from, him being able to come up off of them.
But you would think with a guy being that successful for so long now, and people going into business with him, you would know how to do business. You would go in knowing how to do business with him. You get what I'm saying? Or with anybody that's running any type of unfair play when it comes to business. You get what I'm saying?
But it says a sucker born every minute, ain't it?
Right.
No, but it also comes down to power. I feel like these men are very power hungry, and it doesn't they don't want to play fair, because it's been how long? This nigga had they publishing for how long? You could have played fair a lot of like 20 moves ago.
It's 2024, yo.
Exactly. At this point, I feel like that was like, here, y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Again, I think that was a horrible business move. I feel like if he really was shit, when it comes to donating money, the charity money that he gave $1 million to, he could have gave that to the artist in charity and wrote that off on his taxes.
Yeah.
He still has to pay taxes regardless. He just doesn't want to pay them. And to me, that just gives hater. I don't know. I don't like people like that.
It's crazy because I seen him at the Invest Fest give away $1 million, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, he probably got artists that wrote hit records for him and probably never got $1 million.
Exactly.
He gives more money to strangers than the people who put him in position. That's what makes me say that he's a hater. Because at the end of the day, there's no way that I'm sitting next to you and we eating together, and then as soon as I get a chance, I shit on you. That does not show me that you're a good, genuine person. He will pay for women's lifestyles for them to be up. Meanwhile, the artists that were, the face of Bad Boy are like, basically being an artist, you don't just get life insurance and 401ks and insurance. Like, you gotta set money aside for that, and like, you basically use these people until you couldn't use them no more, and now that you can't use them anymore, now you're just giving them crumbs, and it just further shows how bad like his character is shitty.
Ooh, Carisha gonna see about you.
I mean, Carisha said when she get another nigga, she not sharing him, so she spoke on him too. She already feel some type of way towards him. So at the end of the day, there's not one person that he ends a relationship with that speaks positively after that, relationship, they sever ties. So I think that speaks volumes. It's not me saying it. I'm just speaking on what I seen. Not, you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
But Carisha a few weeks ago, she made the news when she said, this is what good coochie buys you, when she was in, I think she was in, what kind of car was she in? She's in some kind,
First of all,
she was in some kind of expensive car, but she say, you can acquire this with good coochie.
I definitely feel like Carisha did her big one. All salute to Carisha. I love her. I think she did her big one. I feel like she definitely did what she was supposed to do. What you supposed to do when you see a sucker, you lick it. And she did what she was supposed to do. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad at her for that. Because think about it. There's a bunch of men who made it that are helping bad bitches get on. You know, me and Trick get along.
You still holding out hope, huh?
Hey, what you supposed to do
Period.
when you see a sucker?
You're supposed to lick them.
That's
Period.
hard. That's hard. I ain't never heard that one.
Yes, that's a bar.
Hey, buddy, that's reverse pimping. She
So,
done hit us with the goddamn.
Man, that's
but that's
definitely
just
a
my
bar.
opinion. I definitely feel like Carisha got what she was supposed to get. I love her for that.
Yeah, she earned that.
God bless
She
her.
killed that.
Yeah, she played a role. City girls up one.
City girls up.
And he definitely used her too. Like she's current, or she,
Yeah.
played a big part in, female hip hop right now as today. And for him to stay current, because he has to ride the wave of somebody else. And I know that sounds fucked up, but it's the truth. He has to be a part of great people to get what he gets. He's not the talent. He just knows who the talent is, and he's like I don't know what we would call him, but he just
A producer.
he knows what he's doing. He knows what
Would
he's
you
doing.
would you
He's a
would
pro.
you would you call him even though he's black a culture vulture?
Would I?
Damn.
The nigga's not even from Harlem. Like the nigga, this nigga, I swear to God, like
Sheesh.
Hold
if
on,
you
wait a
go-
minute. What you mean he's not from Harlem?
So okay, of course y'all know I'm cool with May, so I may have a little bit more of a biased opinion on Diddy, because like at the end of the day, I just feel like, and I'm as an artist too, trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously gonna pay attention to the people who came before me, because why would I want to make the same mistakes they did, right?
Right.
But I want to look up, and I really believe that. I don't believe that he was born in Harlem. It's like Mount something. It's like a suburb.
No, Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Mount
Yeah.
Vernon. Yeah. There you go. So he's not even from Harlem.
That's uptown though. If you from up there, all that shit get.
Now
No,
Mount Vernon and Harlem is two totally different places.
They are, but he
But
don't
my
represent.
point, but
He
it's
say he from Mount
different.
Vernon though.
Yeah, no, he don't really frontline it like that. Let's be clear. At the end of the day, he rides the wave of the good, like the cool niggas. You know, the nigga he got in where he fit in. A lot of these niggas who make it past a certain point, them was the niggas that was never cool. The niggas who died, Biggie, Tupac, them were them niggas. Those we cannot lie. At the end of the day, them was the real niggas. But the real niggas die young. The niggas who live for a long time, them be the evil niggas.
Sheesh.
Let me go ahead and be evil, because
It's
the bitch
the
ain't trying to
truth.
die no time soon.
Yeah, I might need
He
to
definitely
switch
ain't.
up.
Me too. I'm too nice, but fuck that. I got shit
You
to
said
do.
what?
We gonna be evil because we want to live long too.
No, I don't.
You don't want to live long?
don't. At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the pride before the fall. We are witnessing a lot of things, and I definitely would love to see it.
This nigga's
I
still up
would
though.
love
Puff
to
ain't
see
never
it.
gonna fall off.
You think so?
No, he's never gonna
Nah.
fall off.
R. Kelly was never thought he was gonna fall off after he did all them bitches like
Man, he was
that.
peeing on children.
Huh?
He was peeing on children.
They knew he was peeing on children in the 90s and still ain't nothing wrong with no bump and grind. They didn't give a fuck. He pissed off the wrong person and now they care. And that was just a disguise to get and take him down. But the real reason is he pissed the wrong person off. Trust and believe that.
He pissed on the wrong person.
He pissed that too,
Something like
but
that.
that too. But people don't understand, like, you can only do so much dirt until your karmic debt come. You gonna meet your maker.
Not in the music business
gonna
though.
always meet
I
your
don't
maker.
agree with that. Not in the I agree with that in life, but in the music business, the grimy prevail, bro. It's a dirty business, and once you master the dirt, them niggas be winning, man. Unfortunately, I'm not agreeing with them.
But would you say that it's winning though? Is it winning when you have to do all that? Like, is it really winning? There's so many people I asked who got into a certain level of status where people know them, by name. And I asked them if they felt like it was worth it. And most of them say no.
Well, yeah, it depends on what your definition of winning is. A nigga like Puff, this is his definition of winning, and he's loving every minute of everything he's doing.
But Filthy, is this winning to you?
No, that's why I stopped
what
rapping. I don't like the music business at all. I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it. I have like core values and morals and shit, and I never cared about being popular. Like, that shit is corny to me. So no, but you got people that just want to be famous and they don't even think about what comes with fame. It's a lot of bullshit that come with it, and a lot of times it ain't money.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? This is the worst case scenario I be thinking people don't think about. Imagine being famous and you broke. It's the worst shit ever.
Shit.
That's
I mean,
the point
it
that
ain't like it's unrealistic now.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a lot of people that you see right now that you think got it, ain't got it.
That's my point, X. They don't have it. Now, what happens when you can't front no more? And everybody still know you, you're still famous, but you broke. And you at fucking UPS on the forklift or some shit, working overnight shifts trying to hide that you broke.
Man. And that's exactly why I feel like Diddy should have gave them their publishing with money. Word. That's exactly why I feel like he's still a horrible person. Because who does that? You know, these people paved the way for a lot of these artists today.
Yeah.
Like the reason why, once you take, there's only so much you can take from a cup before it's empty. And I feel like that's why we don't have good music today. Because a lot of people they like, fuck all that. You want too much. I wish artists went on strike like the actors and the actresses and actually stood on something and got out of desperation.
Yeah, but you know, that's part of the game.
They gotta be in the union to do that.
Well, not only the union,
you need black people to stand together and stand on something versus.
Well, no, they're purposely picking people who don't have anything. You know what I mean? Like these execs are picking people up out the gutter who don't have shit. So there's always going to be somebody to sign or somebody to sell a dream to because of where they're grabbing these kids from. They don't have shit. So, you know, a nigga with nothing to lose, man, ain't no telling what they'll do or what they'll go for. You could sell a nigga a dream. There's always a dream to be sold, man. That's the problem.
I mean, we see it.
That's the problem.
They go for anything.
Yeah.
And everything.
The moral of the story is don't be the guys. Don't be a dream seller because that's whack.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be that nigga. Don't be the nigga selling hope. Don't be the nigga. I mean,
don't say that because I sell hope. I sell hope. I ain't gonna
not hope.
Then I'm gonna renege that statement because we're supposed to sell the dope, not do the dope. That's the problem we have. Like, let's find some other suckers that ain't us. Okay. Why do we gotta be the suckers? That's the problem.
But you gotta understand, it's more people that's gonna fail at this music business in this music game than there's gonna be successes. That's why it's $1 billion. That's why it's $1 billion business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it from face value, when you look at all these kids out here right now that's putting everything on the line right now, only probably 1% of those kids are gonna make it out. You know what I'm saying? Or even get a chance at getting a shot at being a successful artist or being a successful rapper or singer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then again, it's like what I would like to ask a lot of new artists, man. Maybe that's a segment too, man. Or with your sound check that you got, like new artists. I'm always curious, what is their definition of success? Because I think a lot of it, they just think it's being famous. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think they want that big check. They want that big break. No, I think they really do want the money, but they know that they need the attention to get the money. But because they were working so hard to get the attention, they forgot that this was a business. But the niggas in the back, the executives, they didn't. They waiting on the sucker to cross a certain line and then got them. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know that they're being plotted on before, they even walk in the door.
And you gotta watch that shit too, because if you look at it right, and Fielder, you probably know this. Everybody that kind of gets signed out of Atlanta kind of get associated with the same group of people once they reach a certain level of success. We see the same people walk the next superstar or the next rapper out of Atlanta in, you know what I'm saying? But when they first came, none of them cats was with them. You know what I'm saying? But now that they got signed, they got some success now, you start to see certain people start to latch on to them. You get what I'm saying?
Would you define those as gatekeepers, X? What do you define gatekeepers as?
I don't define them as gatekeepers. I define those people as opportunists, because it's like, I don't want to put in none of the work. So now that this shit is successful, now I'm just gonna go jump on with my expertise. Not to say that they're not experts at what they do, because you gotta have some type of expertise to get somebody to go, well, fuck my team. I'm gonna go do business with these people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they got a level of expertise that they bring to the table. So I just look at those people like as opportunists. I don't think they're wrong, because sometimes when those people come in your career, some of them can take you up and some of them can kind of kill your career too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just miss the days of like, I don't know, man. I just feel like niggas used to really nurture their artists, like with Jermaine and Criss Cross, or with like Collie Park and Yin Yang Twins. Like when you really make somebody from absolutely nothing and you build them and bring them out, you know what I'm saying? Like we just don't see that no more. It's like you said, they'll wait for somebody to go viral, be like, oh man, come over here, let me talk to you.
But no, there were artists like Diddy wasn't writing and cultivating Mace. Mace was writing his rhymes. Biggie was writing his rhymes.
No,
These
but he
people,
cultivated Big and Mason them. They were still rough.
to a degree. I mean, he did turn Mace into the pretty boy Mace
Exactly.
from Murder Mace
Yeah,
to
he
like pretty
made
boy
Biggie
Mace.
do Juicy.
So
Like he did.
yeah, he
You
did.
can't. That part I can't take away from Puff. Like he's a
Okay,
mastermind.
you're right. You're
That I
right. You're
can't.
right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
business practice, but
you're right.
But what my point is, even with that though, we don't see that now. Like who's the last executive or label that you saw take an artist and was like nothing and was like, yo, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, and blow them up. I don't remember the last artist. I'm trying to think.
I mean, it sucks, but I feel like there's a lot of ungrateful people. Shout out to Boosie. These people ungrateful.
Damn. Okay, that's a nice transition. Yep. Because
Yeah.
Boosie, we ain't know Blue. We didn't know him. Shout out to Young Blue. He's talented, but I firsthand, bro. Boosie walked Blue into New Music Monday and said, "This is the next nigga," and we all paid attention. And it happens a lot.
I want to add on to that, you with your gatekeeping question, because in the article it's kind of funny. It does seem like there's somebody in the label once Blue got to the label after working with doing whatever he did with Boosie to get up to the label, being interested. Once he got to the label, it sounds like somebody got in his ear. He says, "Rock Nation told me I was stupid for letting you have all that. I could have walked away from the contract. It was void." And his old artists and the ones on side of him, they write me every day complaining but scared to speak up. So again, he says somebody from Rock Nation was all in his ear talking about the contract was void, this, that, and the third. What do y'all think about that? As far as again,
now I know why he won 10 million, because he like, nigga, you let these motherfuckers who didn't feed you basically put you in a position to starve. Now I'm finna starve you. Like that's why I said I definitely knew he was trying to humble that nigga, because no one just automatically is like, you owe me 10 mil.
But
Most artists will never even cultivate enough revenue to even bring in 10 M.
But on the surface, you guys gotta remember this, man. That's how every artist get distracted in this business. Once they get the success, if you notice, every artist right now it's very rare that you see people who started with an artist is still with them after the success. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was with you in the beginning ain't with you now. When you got now you're making millions, you're changing lives and people around you. The people who started with you, their lives are not changing. The new people that are coming along while you're having this level of success, you're changing their lives. You get what I'm saying? But the people who was there for you in the beginning, they ain't there for you to change their life, because you had somebody get in your ear and tell you these people weren't right for you. But
so we always get on the execs, right?
But listen, these are the people who've been there for you the whole entire time, through the good, the bad, the ugly, the whole shit. Now that you got to the point where now you're on all the TV, you're on all the radio stations, you're doing shows, you're on the BET Awards, and now all of a sudden you go, well, I don't really need him because Joe Blow said I'm a fool for doing this, I'm a fool for doing that, and I can't believe you in a deal like this, and you believe that shit. That's why I say I don't fault so much of it on Boosie. I have to fault Blueface.
Mm-hmm.
Young Blue. I mean Young Blue.
Young Blue. Yeah. No,
but I also
go ahead, Shelly. Go ahead.
I feel like it's ego. I feel like once men get to a certain point, their ego gets so big. That's my issue with ego. And because his ego's so big, he like, I don't want to be under a nigga no more. Nigga, you was only going to get on because you were under a nigga. You can't surpass the nigga who fed you. Like, that shit don't make no sense. And I feel like a lot of people have to understand that no matter how much pressure get up on you, it show you who people really are under pressure, because that's all that is. When people get in your ear, who's the loudest voice in your head? Theirs or yours? Because when you was talking to Boosie, you told him what you wanted and he made it happen. And there's not a lot of people who do that. Like, there's a lot of artists who wish that somebody would just take a chance on them. The fact that he took a chance on you and people told you could have got this nigga, I feel Boosie, you could have got nothing.
Yeah, believe me, you gotta, like, good or bad, you still have to be grateful to the people that put you in the position. You know what I'm saying? Because that position wouldn't even been there for you had they not took a chance on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I think it's clear that Young Blue feels some kind of way because T-Rail catches straight shots. Like, what he got to do with it?
Nothing. Shout out to my boy T-Rail.
T-Rail, that's my boy, man. Hey, man, I did not know how much I like T-Rail, man, until he came on the show.
Love that kid. That's my dog, man. And he's talented. He gonna win anyway. Man. That's what I'm saying, man. He gonna win anyway. So shout out to T-Rail, man. For real.
For sure.
For real.
Well, I think before we get out of here, we do got a few minutes. I think there was one more topic we had, something with Coco
Yeah.
Van
So
Gogh.
the last topic is with light skin Keisha and Coco Van Gogh. So basically, it was light skin Keisha's birthday. Shout out to her. And basically, she announced that she was pregnant. And basically, the baby mama got mad and started saying that he's a deadbeat dad. Started shooting shots, and they just been going back and forth online, throwing shots that he's not a good dad. He's not there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the situation because I feel like, dang, like she can't even have her moment. And we know if he was a deadbeat, he'd been a deadbeat for a minute. But at least let Keisha, and I'm not saying he is or isn't. I don't know them like that. But let that woman have her moment.
Now she's doing that because she's like, yo, if he's a deadbeat daddy to my kid, you don't need to be happy and excited about having a kid with him because.
But the she's already pregnant. This is what I don't
Yeah,
understand when people want to be preventative when it's already in action.
Yeah.
Like it's already in motion. Like you can't change what's already existing. And at the end of the day, she been with Coco Van Gogh for a minute. So I doubt that, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't a big possibility that she could have got pregnant. They're supposed to be getting married. I don't know. At the end of the day, I seen some of the screenshots where Coco Van Gogh, his daughter was asking, "Hey, my mom wants the child support money. When you gonna send the child support money?"
That's when it get ugly, man. When you put the kids involved, when the kids get involved in it, that's when, as a parent, now you're wrong as a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the kids don't have nothing to do with what's going on between grown folks.
How old is this kid?
Yeah.
How old is this kid?
I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, was she like a little kid, or she like a teenager?
I think she's got to be like under 10.
Yeah,
let's look at it right quick. Buddy, I know you got it. There you go, buddy. Let's see what's going on. Light skinned Keisha responds, the mother of Coco Van Gogh's daughter. You're not worried about the child. You're worried about us. No sound.
Y'all actually y'all hear what she has to say?
Yeah, I want to hear what she got to say.
Oh, you want to hear? Okay.
Yeah, I just want to hear what she got to say. Because I'm friends with both of them, so I'm just curious because I didn't catch this clip.
I see what Shali's saying though. It's like, damn, let light skin Keisha enjoy her pregnancy, man. This shit, it been going.
Yeah, like you don't want to upset a pregnant.
Let's take it back.
What the hell?
Here we go.
I don't even know. I look up, guys. I don't even know you post some screenshots because that don't prove shit. I be getting on it. That don't prove nothing. But let's talk about it. First of all, for you people who talking about, oh, she didn't address you, she didn't address you. She didn't address me in that post, correct? She didn't address me in that post. That specific post, she didn't address me. Oh, but babe, his mother, his sister gets called about me. Maybe every month. Maybe once a month. I mean, guys, they get calls about me. I address her. She hasn't addressed me. She talks about me, though. She mentions me. So when I mention, I'm going to mention you. And that's just that on that. So, again, said you people out here in the comments, I don't know what the is going on behind those doors. And y'all need to stop that y'all see on the internet. Let's take it back.
All right, I kind of see what she's saying. So really, she got gassed up from the comments on Instagram.
Always.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing now. I'm finding out now just from some other shit that's going on. Like it don't sometimes even be the video or the comment or the statement that was made. It's the comments that's being made after that makes people get hot. It's the other people that jump in that don't know shit about it that has shit to say about it.
That's why I don't even want to speak on this topic. I don't know them people enough to be talking about their kids, their pregnancies, none of that shit, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said I know both of them. I don't really have a view on it. I just know like the comment section, when this kind of shit be going on, you got to kind of stay out of the comment section.
Yeah. It's mad trolls in the comment section too. People, it's tough, man. It's tough.
But that go back to remember when go back to your comment about fame, Filthy, as far as like fame. Like, is it really worth it? Most of the people
No.
that most of the people that I have met that is actually happy in the music industry, you probably don't even know who they are. Like the average avid music listener probably has no idea who they really are.
Yo, you gotta
Right,
be a
but
certain type of nigga to put your life in front of the world, man. Like
yeah,
you just do.
for real. And then at what point, like, what is actually really? How much exposure do you want of your personal life out there? Like, damn, like I don't want to know about your baby mama and your what's going. That's just too personal for me.
Yeah,
Even
like
if I'm a fan, I don't want to know about your baby mama.
they
Yeah,
knew when the album
yeah.
coming out. Nobody care about
Right.
that
When
shit.
the music coming out as a fan, that's what I'm more, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if people wondering why hip hop is not selling, because we're not selling the music no more. We're selling everything but the music. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts.
Like,
Like
That's
we
all
know
good
more
post, man.
about we know more about the artists that have had success behind the scene antics than we know about the fucking music they putting out.
Yep.
how common was these type of stories back in like the early 2000s?
I mean, let's just go back to when hip hop, period. Like back in the day, before Instagram or before the internet, you didn't really know. You found out every 30 days in the source or any rap magazine. That
Mm-hmm.
was how you found out what was going on with an artist. Like if they went to a party or they went here, they went there. You found that shit out every 30 days. Now you getting this shit down to the second. You get what I'm saying?
Live.
See, to me, that was better. I hate that, man. I hate to sound like the old nigga, but to me, it was better. And the reason I say that is because now artists are so accessible that there's no mystery to them. Like
Right.
I like in the '90s, I thought the artist was dope because they was like you would never meet him or you knew nothing about him or you would only see him when a music video came on. So it was like special when you seen him.
Or
It
you
was
or you will
special
only
when
see
you
them when
heard
they
him.
come to your city.
Exactly, which they rarely did. If if you ain't from no big city, like
Man,
you wouldn't just see Big Daddy Kane walk down the fucking street. Like I was Biggie's biggest fan. I ain't never seen Biggie in real life. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga be excited when you see him in the magazine or when you see him hear him on the radio. Now, especially in Atlanta, shit. Boy, we see these niggas at goddamn everywhere. Right?
You see a nigga, you see a
Nigga, I
nigga
see two
QT.
things at the
You
QT.
might listen. You might run into your favorite rapper at QT.
Facts.
You
You
see what
know,
I'm
so it
saying?
takes
So,
the mystery out of it. So it stops. They was like superheroes, is what I'm trying. Like
well, no,
LL Cool J was like a superhero.
they were what we considered at the time. Like when you had Houdini, you had Run DMC, you had Public Enemy, you had EPMD. This is the prime days of hip hop. Though they were looked at as rap stars. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Now the rap star ain't no more important than the next dude standing to you in the club.
Facts.
Because he can do everything the rap star can do. He can go on Instagram. He got a following. He got, you know what I'm saying? And some of these niggas got bigger followings than the niggas who supposed to be artists.
Yeah.
yeah.
For
You see what I'm
less
saying?
doing less cool shit too. A
You get
girl
what I'm
popping
saying?
titty out, you know what I mean? She Instagram popping way more than the rap nigga.
Right.
The,
So
the OnlyFans girls got more money than the
Boy,
artists.
oh boy,
Okay.
oh.
Even the influencers got more money than the artists. That's why I said the artist doesn't win in these situations. It's once in a blue moon when an artist actually wins in music for music and gets celebrated for being an
It's
artist.
tough.
You don't. It's not happening, and it's sad because it's just like, what is an artist supposed to do? Like, I mean, the only thing I can think of is they need to pivot, but
pivot into what? Because right now
being
you
a
gotta like everything to me in my eyes, how I see shit is you have to be seen. If you're not being seen in some on some type of media platform right now, you're not relevant to anything right now.
Yeah, and that's why we have the ratchet shit. That's why that's not going anywhere anytime soon because that's more entertaining.
Right.
People are not entertained by artists because most of the I don't know if it's the fact that because most people aren't talented, so that's why like auto tune was so became so like such a big thing because they could sing along with the auto tune. But Mariah Carey, you just had to sit there and watch her sing that fucking song. Beyonce, you have to just sit there and watch her sing the song. And when she said everybody go mute, that's when you can participate. But other than that, there's nothing really for other people to do. So I feel like the artists are outnumbered because there's not as many talented people and people wanted to fit in some way. And they're like, since we can't do this, we can't do that, this is why it's all out of whack because it's like you gave access to people who it's like what do you have this for, or why do you want to chain and or want a rapper image and you're not a rapper, why do you want blue hair, red hair, orange hair and you're not Nicki, you know what I'm saying? Leave that, that image is supposed to be I don't want to say sacred, but it's supposed to be something that it shouldn't be so accessible.
Not even
Yeah.
just the image, the creativity. Why are you creating music when you're fucking trash?
It's so bad that AIs are going. You said fucking The Weeknd and Drake. It's not
It's
even
not
a
even
real
them.
song.
Yes. So
It's not even a real song. It's like we're at the point
yeah.
where we're just letting social media run everything. People don't run social media. It's just we're letting this crazy like technical I don't know source of that everybody has because everybody got a phone
Well,
like
right
in
now
their hand.
everything is about
Run
accessibility.
it.
Everything is about accessibility, and right now nobody wants to wait. So you can feed the buying public or the music, people that love music, anything right now because it's so accessible. Everybody has Spotify or title built into their phone. So if you got a hot record and you know how to work, promotion, and you know how to do internet promotions, you can make yourself a number one star overnight. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, which I'm not mad at because at the end of the day, them music contracts where they said they spent 10K in studio time, like just giving them high ass fucking
Yeah.
numbers to where like these people were never gonna be able to get out their contracts. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucked up. I don't know. Shout out to Master P, but putting helping artists figure out how to get money, how to
But
get paid. But it's just like you gotta find. It seems like you just gotta find your loophole and see what stick because
but
at
but
the end of
even
the
but
day,
even if a label was to give an artist $10,000 right now, you know what I'm saying, and just say they had a great fan base and you believed in that artist and you put the real machine behind that artist, you're gonna get that money back because you got to think about it. The cost of what the record label actually is spending to
Yeah.
manufacture and distribute a record is nothing.
It's nothing. They ain't
Zeros and
pressing up no
ones.
CDs, no
So there
vinyl.
is no that in when we put out records in the 90s and the early 2000s, when you had to have a cassette, a CD, an album cover, a sleeve, the plastic to wrap the fucking CD case, it was a cost that went into manufacturing and distributing records. Now it's just a JPEG and the
MP3.
music itself, MP3. So there is no real cost into making records unless you're selling actual units through like Amazon. And who's actually going to Amazon and buying records?
Nobody.
Who's actually going to buy the physical record?
It's few. I mean, you still got vinyl, still one of the top selling mediums of music still, but that's collectors. That's
Right. That you're right. Exactly. Collectors.
yeah,
Not
right.
the masses, the average.
No, not your average. Yeah, not your average consumer.
Yeah.
So what that point, like, what are the labels doing anymore? What services? What are the labels doing?
That's the magic question right there, buddy.
streaming, right?
I mean,
You
streaming
can do
is.
that
I mean,
yourself.
you got to think about it right now. Streaming is the way to go for a label because you got to look at what they're putting into it. It doesn't cost anything, and people are buying $9.99, $10.99, and $14.99 subscriptions. And then now you got to think about it. Even on the other side, now you got the whole DJ culture buying into the streaming because now they got those platforms built into the DJ software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So,
but let's answer that question. So actually, Shali, you're an artist, right?
yes.
What would be the perfect record deal for you? Because the question really is, what are the record labels doing right now?
Well, they're not signing. They're
Um,
not signing talent. They're signing stats and analytics. So that's why I said,
they're well, I don't even think they know what they're doing. The reason why is they kind of, I'm not saying they lost control of the music, but they kind of like, they're letting artists get hot and then adding some fire. You got to, let's let the artist start the fire and then we'll add to it. So you'll have a lot of TikTokers, a lot of, they didn't even start their platform fucking doing music. They just turned it into a hustle. Like it's
They
ingenuine.
chasing their
So
tail,
that's
man.
why.
They chasing their tail.
So that's why I feel like I don't think the record labels are doing anything. They're like, you get hot, and then we'll talk later. So that's why I feel like we have what we have right now.
I agree.
oh
I
yeah,
agree. I don't see what they do because the big budget music
They don't do
video
anything. That's
is
the whole
over with.
point. They don't do everything. They cut costs in every single way, which was artist development, where we spoke earlier on the live, where that's what they would actually be an asset to you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you hear more artists saying independent, because or like what's her name, Scarface or
Scarlet.
Scarlet. The one, yeah. She was like, they was trying to give me 100K. I'm already doing that now. Why would I even take the 100K? Like, if I took the 100K, I would get less and I would owe you before I would even make anything. So that's a shitty deal. So they even know better. So at this point, it's like the record label got, like I said, the business model has to change because if it doesn't, it's already making itself almost obsolete.
Yeah, even remember how many record labels there used to be, and you see how many major labels there are now. That shit just keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
Well, there's only 3 major record labels, period. So at the end of the day, everybody else, you can go into business and have this name, but they end up selling their catalog. Future, all these people, they end up selling their catalog back to the record labels anyway. So at the end of the day, they did all that to do what?
To get 70 million, 80 million, 200 million. You know what I'm saying?
But then we still don't own anything and we don't change anything.
You own that 200 million you got.
No, you're right. You definitely know. I definitely feel like, yeah, you need to know when you need to get out the game. Yes, but I'm saying giving them back.
But you got to.
You know
this is how I think about it too, man. From a publishing standpoint, because I actually thought about that. Like, what if I was in a situation where I had a publishing situation like a Future or Lil Wayne? Like, would I sell my publishing and take a $70 or $100 million deal? Now, depending on my lifestyle and how I'm living and what I spent and what I look like I might be making over the next 5 to 10 years or the next 20 years of my life, and what that 100 million or 70 million could do for me, then I'll be very interested in that. Because you got to think, if you 35 or 40 years old and you get 100 million, an opportunity to make 100 million, you may not, that 100 million could outlast you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Even just a million.
But that's why I say it all depends on your spending habits and how you know, your lifestyle. You get what I'm saying?
Some people never see $1 million in their life, their whole life. Some people living off of $30,000-$40,000 a year. Some people never see really $1 million.
I mean, it's not even, but I hate to say it like that because that's such a poverty mindset. And the reason why I feel like it's a poverty mindset is because trillions of dollars get spent every day. That equates to what I hear is just be happy with your fame, nigga. Just be happy with this little shit we giving you so we could keep running this shit.
Nah, $100 million is a lot of money, Jack. I ain't
I'm not.
You got, but I think a lot of times when people say
that it's not,
but then when you look at $100 million too, the other part of it, you don't think about the taxes that's got to be paid out of the 100 million too.
Not only that, the dollar is crashing. So at the end of the day, so my whole point is, if it's kind of like, if you want to be an artist, are you being an artist because you want the locals to like you, or are you being an artist because you want to be a superstar? So the abundance side would be, I'm doing this to be a superstar. I don't 100 mil to a superstar. It's like, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, again, with financial literacy, trillions of dollars get spent every single day.
Yeah, but if you are financially literate, then you know to take that 100 million, and you should already have plans with that money. Like, I don't believe a nigga just take.
But what do you feel about Michael Jackson though? Michael Jackson, him making so much money, buying, his catalog and doing what he did, and then he ended up dying. There's some power in that.
But he didn't. He died, but he didn't lose his. He died, but he didn't lose his catalog though.
He didn't. But I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he knew the value in it. I just want to know. It's kind of like when you put organ donor on your license, we just say but somebody's getting a heart for 100-something K. Somebody's getting that. They know where the money is. It's we don't know where the money is, and that's why we feel like it's not a value. Fuck the dollar. What's the value?
Yeah, that made me think of it's a clip of Lupe Fiasco where he says I think he was talking to Lucien or somebody about he asked for his masters back, and the reply was, what you gonna do, walk around with him in a suitcase? And the whole point is if you don't know what to do with them, there is no value.
Anything anyway. Yep.
Right. Like this whole.
But that's my point. But that's why people need to become more. We're sitting here like, well, what do they do? What do they do? That
I tell you what they could do.
But I'm saying, but they know the value in it. They know the value where it is, and that's the issue where I have with Black people. Financial literacy. We feel like, oh yeah, I ain't never had shit. Yeah, let me take this 100 mil. What? Whole time they're getting generations of wealth. You did all that, and you can't even sustain 3 generations after you. All I know is whatever I'm doing it so my son doesn't have to start where I started. That makes no sense. You did all that to do what?
I think you do both though. When you're
You
somebody
created.
like Lil Wayne, when you have a million fucking songs, I think you give a portion of that, get the 100 mil, and you still own the rest of that, and then you take that 100 mil, flip that shit. He has so many records. I guess it depends on the artist. Like if you have a limited amount of records and you can't create no more, then I don't think you should do that because then that's all.
So if you okay, so boom, I got one last question, and we can, and I ain't gonna speak on it no more. Let's say there is a stack of $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we only tell you, hey, like let's say I find we all in the bill. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll put it like this: there's $1 billion in this pot, and I know you don't know there's $1 billion in this pot, and I'm just like, let me just go give you 100 mil. You could have had more. You're okay with somebody just being like, here. Yeah, that's what Diddy did. His publishing, when it, like, you get what I'm saying? You think he gave you something. He really gave you nothing. He really gave you nothing. And at the end of the day, I feel like, I don't know. That's just my perspective. Maybe that's just the way that I think. But I feel like a limited belief is what keeps us in a crab in a bucket mentality. Because why would you want your son or your daughter, if they decided to do music, why would you want them to start from the bottom like all the rest of these artists? You should be able to
but a creator, you could always create some more. That's why I think Lil Wayne is a perfect example. Like this nigga has so many records that if he was to sell, I'm not saying all of his catalog, but if they said here's $100 million for 100 of your songs, this nigga has 1,000 records. I'm taking it for you can have 100 of my 1,000 for 100 million. I don't give a fuck because I record 20 songs a day.
But that's what they told you, but that's not really what it was. I just failed to believe that I believe that they gave more than they were getting in return, because that's just
no, that's true. That's business. So it has to be mutually beneficial. So again, if you know what to do with that 100 million, I don't know, man. We go back and forth with this.
I once heard you don't get what you deserve. You don't get what you earn. You get what you negotiate.
That's my point. I'm negotiating. If I know there's $1 billion in the pot, I'm not talking about 100 mil. Like, let me be okay with that. I'm negotiating. Hey, if there's $1 billion, I want more than 100 mil.
It's all in. I mean, but I'll say this: it's all in what you negotiate, and you can say those Diddy, the Bad Boy publishing rights mean nothing, but let's say they did a Bad Boy series like Wu-Tang did or BMF is doing, and your song plays on that series.
Yeah, I'll say they put your song in the beginning of one of the biggest movies of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I had that happen to my homeboy. His song was in the beginning of Black Panther, changed his life.
Man, or like Old Girl, whose song was in Stranger Things.
Right. So
made her song number one.
Having that publishing is important. It's just like if you're looking for the monetary money from it right now, shit, Puffy done ran through that shit.
My point, be happy. But that's because you're saying people right now, but I'm saying these people they had their moment, they came into the game, their moment. I'm not saying that they'll never get a moment again, but the odds of what even an artist even making it are so slim to none. And imagine getting slim to none and then still getting slim to none of what you actually were supposed to get. So I'm not saying that, I don't know. I'm just saying in the sense of like, I don't know what you could, what you were supposed to get, and then what ended up happening. I don't know. I feel like you should. It's just my take on it, but I see where you're coming from.
Okay. So where we at, buddy?
I think we are almost at the end, y'all. A few people in the chat, so definitely comment on the video. Let us know what you think. We are here to drum up some conversation. So as always, conversation rules the nation. Tap in with us. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. And we're gonna keep this going. Of course, new episodes, new things coming with the We Outside show. We still outside, so definitely tap in with us. Follow us on all social media at the We Outside Show. That's 4 words again. The We Outside Show on all social media. And y'all let the people know what was I think the math is mathing. I think it's mathing. Yeah. So let the people know what's good with y'all, where they can find y'all, they can tap in, all that. And let's get up out of here.
What up, man? DJ Filthy Rich. You can follow me at DJ_Filthy Rich on Instagram, DJ Filthy Rich Ayo on Twitter, or I'm not calling it X, on Twitter. And yeah, man, I'm on tour, man. Just check my schedule, bro. I'm outside with the 85 South Show. I'm touring with Poor Minds also at New Music Monday, hosting for Coalition DJs, my brothers, every Monday at Stankonia Studios.
Yo.
Oh, I'm at Wax during the week too, man. Y'all pull up on me in the strip club, man.
All right, this your boy DJ Big. You all know where you find me, Big X ATL. You can follow the crew at DJs ATL. Outside of that, got my other page, Soundcheck Atlanta, at Soundcheck Atlanta. We also have a show coming up, so make sure y'all lock in with us for that. And you know, I'm back in the club. Thursday nights I'm over at Peaches. Monday nights I'm at Onyx.
There you go. Shalit.
All right, y'all can find me on Instagram and all platforms at Shalee the Great, SHILEE the Great.
There you go. And I am Buddy the God, man. Tap in with me at Life as God. That's LIFESASGAWD. Again, Life as God. God spelled GAWD. And yeah, also again, tap in with the We Outside show. In the meantime, in between time, y'all take it easy.
Bye.
You heard me?